So what if I told you that the very thing that makes the cloud so incredibly powerful, its endless flexibility, is also the thing that might be secretly draining your budget? Today, we're going to dive into how to architect for the cloud in a way that turns those potential costs into some serious business value.
Okay, let's just get right into it. You've made the move to the cloud. You're all set for amazing innovation, speed, agility, all the good stuff. But then, the bill shows up. And, it feels less like an invoice and more like a ransom note. So why do cloud costs have this nasty habit of just spiraling out of control?
Well, it's because the promise of the cloud and the day-to-day reality can be two very, very different things. On one hand, you've got this unprecedented power, but on the other, all that power creates complexity, and complexity is the perfect hiding place for waste. It's like someone hands you the keys to a digital mansion, but nobody told you that you're paying to heat every single room 24/7, even the ones you've never even walked into. That's really the heart of the problem. When complexity goes unchecked, waste is right there behind it.
So let's try to get into the mind of the architect or the engineer for a second. What's the fundamental dilemma they're facing every single day when they're trying to build things in the cloud?
It's what you'd call a paradox of choice. I mean, look at all this. You've got virtual machines, containers, serverless functions, hundreds of specialized services. Every single one of these decisions is a fork in the road, and each path has a completely different price tag. If you don't have cost as a compass to guide those decisions, it is shockingly easy to build something that works, sure, but is just bleeding money from day one.
So how do we navigate this whole paradox? Well, it really requires a whole new blueprint, a new way of thinking that puts value at the very center of every single architectural decision you make.
And here it is. This is that blueprint. And it comes straight from the FinOps framework, which is basically a set of best practices for managing cloud spend. The absolute key here is to start treating cost not as some afterthought for the finance team to clean up later, but as a core design principle, just as critical as performance or security.
This quote just nails it. It is always, and I mean always, cheaper to build it right the first time around. When you ignore cost in the design phase, you aren't saving time. You're just building in what we call technical debt, and that's a problem that's only going to get bigger and way more expensive to fix down the road.
Now, I know this might sound a little daunting, but the good news is you don't have to get it perfect overnight. Not at all. This is a journey, a process of continuous improvement, and there's actually a really clear, practical path you can follow.
The framework lays out this really simple but powerful maturity model: crawl, walk, run. So in the crawl stage, you might just have some informal chats whenever a problem pops up. As you move into walk, those reviews get a bit more structured, more regular. And by the time you're in the run stage, it's a formal, data-driven process for constantly optimizing your systems.
And this table here shows that evolution in action. You can see how you go from individual engineers kind of trying to reinvent the wheel every single time, to an organization where cost-effective design is just the default. It's baked right into your templates and your approved patterns. It's really all about systemizing efficiency.
But here's a crucial point. This is not just an engineering problem to solve. No way. To truly architect for value, it has to be a team sport. It's got to be a collaborative effort that cuts across the entire business.
Of course, it all starts with the engineer. They're on the front lines, they're applying cost-effective patterns, and they're trying to stay current with that fire hose of new cloud services coming out all the time. Then you've got the FinOps practitioner. Think of them as the bridge, translating all those technical decisions into actual financial impact, and tracking whether those modernization efforts are really delivering value.
The product owner kind of zooms out. They're constantly looking for ways that new cloud services can improve the product, not just for efficiency, but for the actual customer experience.
And then finally, you have leadership. They provide the strategic direction, they prioritize these efforts, and this is so important, they reinvest the savings to fuel the next wave of innovation. See? It all has to work together.
So, you've got the team together, you're on the maturity journey, but what's the real payoff? What does success actually look like here? Believe me, it is so much more than just a smaller cloud bill.
True success is multi-dimensional. I mean, yes, cost efficiency is a huge win, of course, but a well-architected system also makes you more resilient to outages, it speeds up your ability to ship new features, it frees up your best people to innovate instead of just fighting fires, and it even helps you meet your sustainability goals. It's a total holistic win. So we'll leave you with this question to think about. Take a really honest look at your own systems. Are your design choices actively building business value across all of these dimensions, or are they quietly racking up a debt that eventually you're going to have to pay back? The answer to that question could change everything.